already week 5 of the NFL season, and that means it's time for another To The Points. Alongside Jerry Azumah, I'm Sam Brief. Zoom, the Bears get to play the Panthers this week.
Yes. It should be exciting. I'm looking for the Bears to kind of build on what they did last week, and I have a good feeling that they will, and they will get after the Panthers. So I'm excited for this game.
For most of this season, the Panthers have looked like the worst team in the league. Little bright spots here and there with Andy Dalton. More on that in a second. But in honor of the Bears playing probably the worst team in the league, I'm wearing my Southside Chicago White Sox hockey jersey in honor of the 121-loss White Sox. But let's get first to the 3-loss Panthers. Andy Dalton, a former Bear, leads them into Soldier Field against an elite defense. What's your read on that matchup?
Well, you just hit it right on the head. It's an elite defense, and it starts right there in the trenches. I mean, Montez Sweat, he's been coming alive lately. There's also another guy that hasn't been getting a lot of due credit, and it's Andrew Billings. He's been super solid for that defensive line, and he's been getting after people up front. And being a plug player that he is, he's really protected the run as well. So the defense, they get a lot of credit. I mean, they have been keeping this game, keeping the whole team, intact basically, and keeping the score low. I don't think that anyone has scored over 22 points on the Chicago Bears defense. So they're keeping games within reach to let Caleb go out there and execute and win the game for them.
Well, you look at this Panthers team they're facing, and with Bryce Young as quarterback, 10 points and 3 points, suddenly Andy Dalton becomes the quarterback, and they explode for 36 in a victory over the Raiders. They score 24 in a loss against the Bengals. Do they have any sort of chance? Enough weapons, or is it just too much Bears?
I just think it's too much Bears. I think the Bears are catching them at a really bad spot, and they're going to get right after them. It's an away game for them. It's going to be an extreme environment for them to try to get active. But I think the Bears defense really comes alive for this game, and they really take advantage. And I think that they'll try to confuse Andy Dalton. Obviously, the pressure is going to be coming, and he's also been susceptible to throwing some interceptions. So I think that, with the ball hawks in the back for the Chicago Bears secondary, I think they're going to get after Dalton. I think they're going to come away with some takeaways.
This is one for the stat nerds out there. The Bears have an opposing passer rating of 69.9. That is second best in the NFL, trailing just the New Orleans Saints. Okay, let's get to the Bears' offense. The run game was so much better against the LA Rams. That, in turn, helps Caleb Williams. How do they stack up against the Carolina D?
I think they continue to build off of what they did for last week. So I feel like they actually listened to what I had to say. They were listening to the points.
Everyone should listen to you, Zoom. Come on.
Absolutely. And it's always about, for me, the run game. And they got active last week. Swift was able to, gash the defense of the Rams a few times, and it worked out really beautifully. They had a nice balance with run and pass with Swift. I think that will continue. They took some of the pressure off of Caleb, so he didn't have to really make too many he didn't have to take too many risks. He didn't have to go out there and be a gunslinger. What I really liked was Cole Kmet. They involved Cole Kmet, and I've been talking about this too over the past couple of weeks, is that they need to have more targets to Cole Kmet. He's a big body, tight end. He's active. He is a really good athlete, and he's really dangerous, in the seam. And they were able to hit. Caleb hit a really nice pass to him in the seam for a first down. I think that will continue, and I think that his targets will be up this game.
And Bears fans need to stay patient with the Caleb Williams thing, right? He has 350-plus passing yards at Indianapolis. That was not a good game for the Bears offense. It was a mess in so many ways. It was a $157, almost 200 yards less against L.A., but Caleb was so much more polished. The run game helped him so much more. So
absolutely,
to Bears fans, don't look at the number of passing yards or completions and think that tells the whole story of Caleb Williams' development. He's still growing week by week, and the offense will go slowly but surely. Remember how many first-time pieces they have, right?
That's right. And I really like the fact that he got under center and he headed that ball off, and they kind of relied and they stuck with the run. I think that will continue on this week. I'm hopeful that it'll continue on this week. And I think that Swift will get really involved in this game.
It better, because if you want to get some impatient Bears fans pissed off, lose at home to the Carolina Panthers. So on that note, let's get right to the points. It's interesting. It's only a 4-point line. The Bears are favored by 4 at home. Over-under is 41 right now. Give me your pick.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Bears will take care of business. I think that they will be productive on offense. I think they'll be really spectacular on defense. I really think they'll get right after them. So I have the Bears winning this game outright. I have them covering the spread. I also like DeAndre Swift with this game too. I think that he's going to be productive. I think he's going to build on what he did last week. So I have him over 48.5 rushing yards. So put some change on that.
So bet on the Bears, bet on Swift. What's your final score prediction?
I think they're right around 24 to 17. I think that they're going to really put it on them, and I think that they're going to get after them.
Very conservative. I think it's a coming out party for the Bears. Give me 38-7.
Oh, I like it.
Bears just explode on Carolina.
Dominate.
And on the field, they do to the Carolina Panthers what the front office did to the Carolina Panthers front office in just a complete and total evisceration. So give me the Bears big time. And okay, Zoom, that's enough. Let's move on. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. This is a pretty classic matchup. Two of the prestige franchises in NFL history. Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Let's start Dallas offense against Pittsburgh defense. What are you looking for?
Well, Dak has actually been playing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been wowing us, but, they've just been kind of chugging along. But there are some concerns, obviously. There's no, Brandon Cooks. I don't think that he's going to be playing. But I do like the fact that they are hitting Jake Ferguson, their tight end. I am high on the tight ends. I don't know why. But
you're like Mr. Tight End this season.
Yeah. I mean, but Ferguson, he's been having a lot of targets. And I think that will continue. I mean, he's been very consistent. Obviously, you have CeeDee Lamb, and him against Joey Porter Jr. should be box office. I mean, they're going to be going after it. So that's a matchup that I will watch closely.
And all eyes on Jake Ferguson. I would go to a cocktail party that's just Jerry Azumah hosting all the NFL tight ends and telling them all how much he loves them. But no, Ferguson is a beast. Cowboys can't really run the ball, though. 75 rushing yards per game. That's bottom in the league.
Right, for sure. And they also have to worry about this guy by the name of TJ Watt. And he is going to be coming after them. So they have to try to figure out the run game. And it's really nice to see the run games come back. But they have to try to stay forward and try to get off that ball and try to blast people off that line of scrimmage and move that ball. It's going to be a difficult test against this defense, but it's doable.
Pittsburgh, second best scoring defense in the NFL right now. Okay, Zoom mentions running the ball. Seems like everyone's running the ball these days. No one's attempting more rushes per game, though, than Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Our old friend. Give me your Steelers offense, Cowboys defense vibes.
Yeah, I mean, they are committed to the run, like you said. And I think that will definitely continue because there's a lot of vulnerability with the defensive line for the Dallas Cowboys. They have some guys that are hurting, like Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence, which is really big, and he's actually been the soul of that defense lately. So I figure that they're going to come out and try to run the ball. You should see a lot of run-pass options. You will see a lot of Justin Field keepers to keep them honest on the ground. So, and then also Mr. Patterson. I think that he will be big. I think they'll put him in the backfield and try to exploit that defensive line and their vulnerabilities and run with him because he is solid. I mean, he is a big-time dude that is extremely fast, and he is a house call just waiting to happen.
I know our Bears audience is eager to hear your thoughts on Justin Fields in the black and gold. The reality, Zoom, the numbers are good. Only one interception. He's limiting mistakes. 70% completion percentage. Is Fields a stud for Pittsburgh?
It's looking like that, He's definitely feeling confident. He's making some of the right reads. He's not feeling like he has to go out there and be a hero all the time. He's trying to get the ball to George Pickens, and George Pickens versus Tavon Diggs, that should be a really nice matchup to watch as well. So I think that the Steelers overall on offensive side, they have some weapons and they can do some things to be really productive. But we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, it should be a really spectacular game. It's going to be box office. I think that a lot of stuff is going to happen this game.
No two franchises in NFL history have more primetime victories than the Cowboys and the Steelers. They will go at it 7:20 on NBC. Let's make our picks. Steelers favored by 2.5, over-under of 44, Zoom.
You know what? Dallas is really banged up, especially on the defensive line, and I think that the Steelers will exploit that and get after them. So I trust, and I also trust the Steelers more. I just don't trust the Cowboys. I don't trust that star, So give me the Steelers to cover and win this game outright for sure. And actually put some change on this game going under. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be something that's won on the ground. I think you're going to see a lot of runs, so that clock's going to get going. They're going to try to maintain possession as much as possible and get out of there with the win. So I don't see this game going over. So put some change on that under.
This game feels like it has every ingredient for an under hit, right? You have Steelers team that's ground and pound, a top defense. It's in Pittsburgh. The terrible towels just scream under. I'll agree with you. Give me Pittsburgh 17-13, covering, winning, hitting the under. We're in agreement, my friend. I love it. Little kumbaya.
Yes. That's right.
All right.
That is right.
Well, that'll do it for our Week 5 to the points for Sunday. Bears, Panthers at noon, and Cowboys, Steelers at 7:20. Zoom, any parting words?
Have a fantastic Sunday football day.
Yeah, let's make it a good one. It's fall.
Let's make it a good one.
Zoom, I'm Sam. We'll talk to you later, everyone.